Okay, Belle Collective, episode 6. Yes, I'm in the same clothes as episode 5. I want to knock these out. So, Belle Collective, season 1, episode 6. I have recapped other episodes. They are going to be in the eye at the end of the video. Also on my channel. Please be sure to check them out. Please subscribe to my channel if you want. Please do, but if you want, hopefully someone's watching these videos. I could be making them for myself. That's okay as well, but hopefully somebody's watching. Let me know if you're watching. Comment down below if you're watching. Don't make me feel alone. Anyway, Belle Collective episode 6 is called Sage and Champagne. So, in the beginning of the episode, Letitia meets with Latrice, and I have to say, side note, detour, I love the fashion. Some fashion is hit and miss, but the fashion, I like it, back on track. So they sit down, Letitia and Latrice sit down, and Letitia pitches her idea for Ferris Street, and Latrice is very interested. She's like, I love it, let me know what I can do. But then Letitia mentions that Marie is also going to be involved, and Latrice, kind of puts her radar up, and she's like, I don't know about that. We have seen that Latrice and Marie did not get along in the first brunch, and now we saw an issue with the second brunch. So it's kind of like, I hate that they're painting Marie to kind of be like this villain. I guess there's always a villain in reality shows. I'm going to talk a little bit more about what's going on with Marie later on, but yeah, I think that Marie she loves fiercely, I guess, is how I would say it, and she just wants her point across. Let me know down in the comments if you agree that Marie is like a villain. I think she just cuts things straight. She's like, she just cuts things straight, I guess, is what I just said is what I'm trying to say. Like, no BS type of situation. She tells you like it is. You catching what I'm throwing? Okay, great. Okay, anyway, but I'm loving, the women supporting Letitia in that she's getting her project started. I really love that. Women coming together and supporting each other. Okay, so next, Tambra, we see her going to the doctor's office. And like I said in other videos, I'm not sure when this was filmed. I see when Tambra went into your doctor's office, she didn't have a mask on. But I don't think she was a receptionist. I think she was like a nurse, had a mask on. They were checking her temperature. So this was definitely filmed sometime last year, maybe when it opened up a little bit more. But she went to her fertility doctor, and he mentioned that her fibroids came back. And in a confessional, she actually mentioned that she had to have her fibroids previously removed. She had to have a surgery, and the doctor unfortunately tells her that she has like 4 or 5 of them that returned. So in order to even get started on her fertility journey, she would have to have another surgery to remove the fibroids. And then he said they would have to wait like 3 to 6 months before even, starting up with the implantation and things like that. So obviously this news is really going to push back on her timeline if she does decide that she wants to, start having kids. I can tell she was shocked and kind of taken aback, but she didn't seem depleted. She seems like, okay, now I know where I need to go for this. And she kind of said that she wants to take some time to kind of sit on the news and kind of decide which way she wants to go. My arm looks really weird. It's swollen, you guys. But yeah, it was. I'm really thankful that she's opening up about her journey in fertility and, you know, what exactly is going on. We don't see it enough. You know, there are a lot of topics that have to do with women that aren't always discussed in media or in a knowledgeable light. It's kind of always painted in a broad stroke or a negative connotation around it. And she's just bringing light to the situation, and she's saying, hey, this is what I'm going through, and I'm not the only one that's gone through this, and I just want to talk about it so other people don't feel alone. And Antoinette, she decided to have, like, I think it was only 6 of them. It was like Kaylon was there, and then it was 3 other doctors and herself, so 6 people total at this meeting sit down. And she revealed that she wants to pay for the DAT, I think it's dentistry admission test, I might be wrong, at the HBCUs in for her state, for Mississippi. She wants to pay for that test for African American students that want to get into dentistry school. And I thought that was so nice. Like the other doctors said, there are not enough Black doctors, and I think a couple people were doctors and a couple people were dentists. She had Kaylon there because she was a nurse practitioner, and she wanted her to see, I don't know what she wanted her to see, honestly. I'm not really sure why she asked Kaylon to come. I didn't get it at all. I didn't get it. I feel like as soon as I saw Kaylon walk in, I commend Antoinette and the other doctors and dentists that were there for what they were doing. But then there was a part where Kaylon and Antoinette went to the side, and Kaylon was like, oh, I understand now what you're trying to do and what you're saying. I get it. You know, when people aren't attacking me, I understand it. I don't think she gets it, because what they were talking about is their experience. What they were talking about is how to pay it forward and get other people on the path that they're going, and how they can, you know, mentor and get other Black doctors and dentists into the industry. Why is that conversation able to get across to you, but women talking about the struggles that they have faced in entrepreneurship not getting to you? Why did you take them expressing their stories personally? I still don't think she gets it. I still don't, but whatever. It's not whatever. I still don't think she gets it. Point blank, period. Okay. So then we find out that it is Latrice and Cliff's anniversary. I don't think they said what anniversary, but Cliff tried to play a prank on Latrice, and it did not go well. He like brought her a rose and a gift bag, and in the gift bag was a bag of flowers. She didn't like it, but later on, he had actually set something up on their property, like their gazebo, and she was really loving it. Excuse me. And he ended up getting a Rolex, and in the confessional, he actually said the reason that he got her a Rolex is that so she would finally show up on time, first off. And I just thought, that's Cliff, you know, that's his personality. But the anniversary went very left because she made an accusation, I guess. That's how it was perceived. Or an allegation that Cliff is like, I'm not sure what she was trying to say. I guess she was trying to say that like Cliff is looking for other women or something like that. I'm not really, or like he has talked about pursuing other women and he just wasn't having it. He was like, I'm your husband. He actually walked off and drove back to the house and like ended the dinner, but he's like, I'm your husband. I have never once talked about like pursuing other women or looking for other women. And um, he just did not like that. He's like, don't put that out there, you know. He's like, don't put that out there, you know, that's not a good look. I've never done that. Um, so Marie, later on, she's at like a play park, like a little baby. It wasn't a trampoline park. It was like a little play park for little babies with like a ball pit and stuff. And she actually reveals that she has lupus. Um, I think she mentioned that she was recently diagnosed, like within the last 5 years or something like that. And she said that when she was diagnosed, she was actually bedridden for a year when she was initially cut. Okay, back again. I was talking about Marie. Um, but yeah, she was recently diagnosed. She was bedridden for a year when she got her initial diagnosis, and she mentioned that she's taking 12 pills a day in order to, you know, control her lupus. And so you see that Marie has a lot going on. You know, she's having the the misunderstanding with her son. She has her health, and then in previous episodes she mentions there's like some tension between her and her husband. She has a lot going on. And then she mentions that she has 10 different businesses. She mentioned this because she said that, you know, in order for her son, Jerez, or any family member or any of her kids to inherit her business, that they have to get their degree. She said that she is not leaving all of her hard work to someone who is not going to be as hardworking as she is. And she felt like the first step, you have to get your degree. And I agree. You don't want to leave your business, something that you've worked for, her empire is what she called it. You don't want to leave it to someone who's not as dedicated as you are. But y'all, 10 businesses, like with all that Marie has going on, 10 businesses. Marie is moving and shaking, okay? So if you remember, I think it was like the second episode, Antoinette had slyly mentioned, like, who is Marie? And Letitia's like, well, she actually has a private jet. You know, she has this and this. Now we see why. Marie is moving and shaking. I don't know how many times I can say that, but Marie, 10 businesses, y'all. 10. That's a lot. She has a lot going on. And then we get to Antoinette's house. This is the sage part of the naming, sage and champagne. This is the part, it was named because it was in relation to Antoinette. She had the women come over, and, well, not just the women, she had her friends come over, excuse me, and they kind of, you know, blessed her house with the sage. And they kind of started talking about Marie and the brunch. And Tambra kind of shut it down, and she was just like, we just need to be respectful, and I appreciate Tambra for doing that because obviously Marie's not there to defend herself. Also, Antoinette said that she didn't invite Letitia because she felt like their relationship wasn't at a good place, and I don't get that. I mean, they had visited the museum together in the last episode, 2 episodes ago. So I'm not sure where she's saying that they're not getting along. I feel like Letitia should have been invited. If you agree, leave your comment down below because I definitely feel like she should have been there. I didn't think that her and Antoinette had an issue, but maybe they do off camera. I don't know. But so they were saging the entire house, and the smoke alarm ends up going off because they weren't like little sages. They were pretty big, and it was like 10 of them. 10 sages going through the whole house, and this smoke alarm started going off, excuse me. And so they were saging the smoke alarm, and I'm like, what are you guys doing? You're literally setting off the alarm from the previous sage smoke, and your idea is let me put more smoke in the alarm. I mean, they had been, you know, consuming champagne for a while, it looks like, or it sounded like, so you know, they they weren't exactly thinking completely straight, but I just found that funny. And later on, this is like the last scene in the episode. Um, Latrice wanted to apologize to Cliff because she kind of realized her wrongdoing. And I loved that, you know, she took the time, she tried to redo the dinner, but I also loved the part where she wrote down her thoughts. She was like, I wrote something, let me just get it out. And she apologized to Cliff for what had happened, but I just love the part where she wrote it down so that she'll be able to get her thoughts across, you know, and he accepted her apology, and, you know, they danced the night away or whatever. But at one point she said, Cliff had given her a Rolex, and she said she put the Rolex on her nightstand, and Cliff actually took the Rolex back. She said she went to bed, the Rolex was on the nightstand, she woke up, the Rolex was gone. And so Cliff actually gave her back her Rolex. But that Cliff, y'all, I really like him. He's like one of my favorite characters from the show. I really like him and Latrice together. I think that they are so cute together, and um, they have each other's back. You know, she really expressed the fact that she has abandonment issues. She said a lot of men in my life leave me, and she expressed that she's worried that he would leave her, and he's just like, no, I got your back. Like, we're husband and wife. I'll be there always. He said, I have your back and your front. And they're one of my favorites from the show. I really like them. And that is the end of my recap for episode 6, Sage and Champagne. Hopefully I'll get it out before episode 7 comes. I doubt it though. But thank you for watching. Like this video. Comment below on episode 6 or Belle Collective in general. And subscribe to my channel. Bye!